it's time yet again to revisit the Mac Mini. Now in the previous video, which if you guys haven't seen will be listed up here as a card, we did a RAM upgrade, and that is probably one of the easiest upgrades to do. It is the easiest upgrade to do since you just pop off the cover and you get easy access to RAM right there. We're going to be doing another upgrade, and that is the hard drive. Now, this being a 2012 model and it lasted to 2014, the hard drive in this is what I believe to be the stock one. It's a 500 gigabyte model. Now, when I originally got this, it worked just fine. I didn't have any problems, but I also did have the time capsule. I got it with this, and that time capsule has really saved the Mac a lot of times. Now, I probably should have upgraded this sooner, but the Mac Mini, the hard drive, it started to show signs of getting slow and probably breaking at this point. Originally, it wouldn't boot up sometimes. After probably months of usage, the hard drive started to stop booting basically. It was just at the Apple screen, the Apple loading bar. It didn't move beyond that, and I decided to just reset it since this was the first time it happened. And then after a while, it happened again. And then it happened probably a third time. I've restored macOS with all the files and everything a lot of times, and that's definitely not normal. And most recently, it happened again. So I restored. Whenever it actually booted to the desktop, it basically froze. It would last probably 1 minute, or even if that, and it would just give you the beach ball, and it would not do anything else. That's pretty much an indication that the hard drive in this is pretty much gone. And for an upgrade, this is going to be a big boost from that 500 gigabyte one. Here is our new drive. Now, this is a very special unboxing since this is the first of its kind that I've actually used, and that is an SSD. Now, believe it or not, this is actually my first SSD. Everything that I've been using up until now has always had a hard drive, and I have never really been able to experience the solid state drives. And this, from 500 gigs to a 2 terabyte Samsung 860 EVO, is going to be basically mind-blowing. Now, of course, mobile devices and stuff like that, they don't count because, of course, they're going to have flash storage except for iPods, but they're still going to be quick nonetheless. Now, this is actually going to go in here, and that is going to change pretty much everything. It'll give me much more storage, and the read and write times will just be insane. So let's actually unbox this. And yes, I did already register this, so I do have a warranty for this. Let's break the seal on this. But let's actually check this out. So again, this is the first time I'm actually even gonna use or even hold a SSD, so that is pretty awesome. Installation guide, and this is one powerful little beast of a drive. Alright, so I guess we better start disassembling the Mac. And for the disassembly, I will be doing a sped up time-lapse type of version since it will take a while to actually disassemble this. is. The SSD is now in here. The old hard drive, which seems to have been a replacement. This is not an official Apple hard drive, but now the SSD is in here. Now we just have to reinstall macOS, do a Time Machine backup restore, so that way it'll just be like before, but with 10 times the speed or more. I would have done a speed test to compare, but at this point the hard drive was pretty much dead and I can't really do anything else with it. Maybe if I restore it again, it'll function for a little bit, but at this point we'll just stick with the SSD and we can do a speed test then. So there it is. The Mac Mini has successfully been restored to Mojave, and I have been using it for a while now. I did decide to stick with Mojave instead of upgrading to Catalina because I do like having the option of 32-bit support in case I need it, and even though iTunes is a bit finicky at times, I do like using it for restoring iOS IPSW files on devices, and it's a bit more convenient in my opinion than using Finder on Catalina. Catalina is a very nice operating system, but I would prefer using Mojave, and since I do have the option, I'm going to continue using Mojave. I did enable trim, that way the SSD will have a much larger lifespan, and trim essentially helps with moving files and deleting files more efficiently on SSD drives. Otherwise, it drastically reduces the lifespan if you don't enable it. And fortunately, starting with macOS 10.10 Yosemite, they enabled that where it's just a simple command in terminal and it enables it. I did also run Blackmagic speed test, and it averages about 500 on read and write, which is pretty standard on this type of SSD SATA drive. SATA is of course bottlenecked around that speed limitation, but fortunately the SSD can utilize pretty much all of the speed that SATA drives have. Compared to mechanical hard drives, it is much faster, and at least it's able to use what SATA can offer. And overall, I'm very happy with this. The SSD is much faster. Overall, no real complaints. Fortunately, there is also a whole bunch of storage on this, and it'll last me for a very long time. It'll probably even outlast the Mac Mini if I ever do get a newer Mac or even an older Mac Pro or something that can use the SSD. That's pretty much it for this video. If you guys like this type of content, if you guys like the videos, then be sure to stick around for more. Be sure to join the Discord and the subreddit with the links in the description down below. And thanks for watching.